Welcome to the Mama's Village podcast, where moms come together to be themselves. No frills, no showing off, just sharing our truth and being real. Because being a mom is amazing, but it's also hard, and we should tackle more of the hard things together. So I'm Abby. I'm a mom of three teenagers. I'm also a reality television producer. And I've always thought about having a podcast, and this is it. It's the Mama's Village podcast. I am not an expert. I'm not a parenting expert, but I plan to talk to parenting experts. I plan to talk to all sorts of people. The idea is that we have many different facets of our life as moms. We're not just moms. We have a million different dreams and goals. And I want this to be a place where we explore them all and where we sort of talk and openly talk about opinions and advice and all of that stuff. So my first guests, I'm very excited for. So Christine is the franchisee for the Fairfield Fit for Mom, which is very awesome. And
Yeah.
Brittany, she's a Fit for Mom instructor, but you're also a producer and a writer and former CNN producer.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. Firstly, I'm really excited because I ran a Fit for Mom franchise. What is so cool is that it's been about 10 years. I I mean maybe more than that. Actually like 15. And even after that much time, I reach out to Christine and I'm like, I'm doing this passion project and I want to do it about moms. And she was like, sign me up. Like, let's do it. I can't wait. And to me, that's like exactly what this is. Like, it just like sums it up. It's like support the moms. Let's get it going. Like, let's do it. So I'm super excited. Christine, tell me about you and Fit for Mom and all of it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I feel like you're right. It kind of does sum it up by just saying that. I feel like I have found such an amazing community within the Fit for Mom Fairfield franchise. I started attending classes as a client when my oldest was 3 months old, and it was peak COVID. 2020, like fall, and I just was feeling so lost and so alone and so isolated.
Hmm.
I feel like you feel those things as a new mom, but then it was just like feeling it times 10 with it being COVID. And so I started going to classes, and I feel like these women just like scooped me up and showed me how to be a mom and showed me compassion, but also kind of like gave me a little kick in the butt to be like, you can do this, you can do hard things. Um,
Well, let's
the
back
women
up for a
who,
second. Let's
yeah,
discuss what is Fit for Mom, what is stroller strides,
yeah,
what is this amazing community that has been built, and also discuss how far-reaching it is because it's like, I mean, is it worldwide at this point?
yeah. I think there is a franchise that just opened in France. Um, but yeah, so nationwide, it's amazing. It's a community, but it's also working out, right? So that's the main thing is just getting together with legit workout classes, stroller friendly ones. We've got moms only ones, run club, body well programming, all sorts of different things for moms on the go. And you get this amazing workout in. And most times, like you're bringing your kids, so you get to kind of do it all at the same time. And it's the workout, but like we always say, you come for the workout, you stay for the play group after, you stay for the friendships, the connections. And yeah, it's just been like incredible. It's just an incredible place to be. I've become such a better mom because of it.
That's awesome. Brittany, when did you join? How did you join? What's your story?
Yeah, so I have still never been to a stroller class at Fit for Mom. I had The
both.
other side. Yeah, exactly. I have two boys. They're 4 and 2, and they were both born in the city in New York. And we moved out here right as I was finishing up my maternity leave for my second. And it was a very big transitional time for me. First of all, we were leaving the city, which had been our home for so long.
my work was changing, things that I had been a producer at CNN for 11 years, and things were changing there. We were just, going through a lot. And I first saw Fit for Moms as their run group, and I joined the run group just as a way to start meeting people in this new place. And I remember after the first one, I was so hooked. I met another mom who had just started coming, and I came home and I remember being giddy. First of all, like I had a 6 month old. I had just started working out again. And secondly, I came home and told my husband, like, I made a friend. It felt so
Yeah.
like, like I was the kid going on the playground trying to meet somebody. And it was just such a welcoming group. And again, I've still like, my kids were, I was working full time. My kids were in daycare. I was looking just for an outlet for myself. And I found that with the Run Club. And then earlier this year, I saw Christine was posting about Body Well, which was a program where you committed to 8 weeks of being a part of a cohort who are going through these workouts together and these like a whole nutritional well-being program together. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. My kid was sleeping better through the night. And so I thought I could do the early morning workouts. And that was in January. And now I'm a teacher. So it worked really well. Um, I've loved it, like especially moving to a new place and being able just to meet other moms. It took me a long time to meet any of their kids, even because I was just going to the mom only classes. But it's been such a healthy outlet for
Yeah.
me, like socially and physically. So yeah, it's been
That was
incredible.
sort of my story too. Like I was in this like I had been in television for a while. Then I got pregnant and I was 6 months pregnant and it was I think 1 o'clock in the morning. I was on set and I was starving and I was exhausted and I looked around and I was like, I don't think I can do this. I think I need to not do this for a little while. And I wrapped out my project and I had my baby and I did not go back. And then I was like, what do I do now? Like, what do I do? And I don't even remember how I think I saw them. I actually saw a stroller exercise group and I was like, what are they doing? How do I find them? Because they're in my town. And I was like, I gotta get out of the house. Like, I gotta get out of the house and I gotta, whatever. So I tracked them down and I'll never forget this. So I gained a lot of weight for my first one. And when he was born, I was really scared about a lot of things. I had a lot of anxiety and getting the weight off and like moving my body, it felt really like I didn't really know what to do. And I'll never forget the franchisee in Westchester. She was watching me just do my thing, and she just walks over and she goes, "Yes, you can. Yes, you can."
Yeah.
And it was all I needed. And it was like I needed just somebody to be like, "Hey, you can do this." You know what I mean? Like, you got this, girl, you know? And like I'll never forget it. Never in a million years will I forget it. Like it was the best support. And that was like it. I was hooked. I went every day. And then I was like, how do I get in on this? And then I had my third, and she cried through every single class. Every single class.
That'll happen.
And it was like, oh my gosh. But so for me, like it was a hidden gem. I didn't feel like a whole lot of people knew about it. And I feel like a lot of people that I would tell about stroller strides, and you can tell me if it's the same still, would be like, yeah, but I want to work out like at the gym by myself without my baby. And that's like valid, completely valid. But what do you say to that? Like that kind
I,
of,
yeah, I mean, I think there's always going to be like sometimes we're not going to fit for everybody.
right.
And I think that that's okay. But I do think that coming together, at least for me, I feel like there's a lot of accountability.
Mm.
I think when you're in it and you have these young kids, my kids are 5, 2.5, and 8 months. I feel like I need somewhere to go and I'd like to capitalize on it and have a workout and like a good workout. So I think like, we're not for somebody, so, we're not for everybody, but I also think that we do such an amazing job as instructors, entertaining the kids, giving you a chance to, we'll take and hold a baby or rock a baby or push a stroller, and you get that space from them
Mhm.
while also making like mom friends who you might learn something from, or you get like a play group out of it, or a play date, or learn something new about something. So I feel like those benefits to me are always like outweighing
Yeah.
the solo workout, but also like I don't know. I think it just is, it makes, I don't know, it makes the day go by quicker. These moms that come, it's part of their routine to
Mm.
get out of the house. I don't know. I feel like you kind of get in this groove and it's kind of addicting.
Yeah. Yeah. And Brittany, you've never even been to a stroller one. So there's obviously options now that we didn't have before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think what's so cool about the Fairfield branch, which is the only one I've known, the only one that I've done, is that it does seem to have so many different options, and there's clearly a group of like full-time working moms. I mean, we get together at 5:20 in the morning, which, a year ago, if you would have told me I was going to be getting up at 5:20 in the morning voluntarily multiple times a week, I would have told you no way. Like, sleep is the most important thing in my life. And I mean, I'm fully addicted now. And I think that, just as moms, it doesn't have to be through Fit for Mom. It just like finding a community that helps you move your body and like feel connected to yourself, like whether that's with your baby or like I've never done it with my kid, but I've found a community. I think it's the
Mm.
community aspect that Fit for Mom offers that I've identified with so much. And there are so many different groups that in this particular franchise that get together. There's the people that only do run club, and there's people, that have only done the boost classes on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then, there's people that do all of it. So, um, I think that what it stands for is just like focusing on movement and community. And I think that's what's so cool no matter where you find it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
feel like when new moms come in too, I always like to be like, it's not like just what you see here. Like I always go right to like, okay, we also have this like private Facebook group that's like just for our members. And that's where you can ask like, you know, what stroller am I supposed to bring on the airplane? Or has anybody ever done this? Or do you have a babysitter? Like, and those are the things that I feel like are like you can't, there's just like no replacement for that kind of
Yeah.
like information. And I don't know, that's like the mom network.
Also, speaking of
Um,
network, speaking of that kind of thing, because, and just like full disclosure, I'm not getting paid by Fit for Mom or by you guys or by anybody. Like I genuinely like love this program. I love your business. I love all of it. But I do want to talk about like hidden gems in Fairfield County. Like I
yeah.
do, because I do feel like Fit for Mom is a hidden gem. Like if you don't know about it, you should. And just like that, there are so many around. There's farms, there's beach, there's mountains like an hour and a half away. So I thought I'd start off with a hidden gem to let you guys know about. And it's right near me, and it's a market called Greiser's Market. It's this tiny little marketplace, but you can just imagine that it has like a very old town feel to it, amazing lattes. You can actually have your own mug like that stays there and it has your name on it. And they'll like put, I mean, it's
Oh,
just
I
like
love that.
cutest cute. And the owner of Greiser's, she does like a summer showcase where she'll have like local artists. And I just find this like the most hidden gem. If you haven't been, you must go. Greiser's in Easton, Connecticut. It's so awesome. Do you
To
guys
go
have
check that out.
any hidden gems?
Go ahead, Brett.
Well, it's funny. I also love going to Easton. So we live very close to the beach. We're so lucky and we go there all the time, but I love going out towards Easton, seeing all the farms. And one of my favorite things that we found, it's a place called Shaggy Coos, and it's this little tiny dairy farm run by a female farmer. Her name is also Brittany. And I remember just driving by and I thought it was the cutest farm ever. And I had reached out just asking what it was and got on their mailing list and found out that they have a CSA both in the winter and in the summer. And so I started with their winter CSA, which is just a community shared agriculture, something. It's like a shared farm box.
Hmm.
And so in the winter, we did like a quarter share. So we got 12 pounds of meat right from their farm every month. And then
Yeah.
eggs and milk. And it was all grown, or like the animals and the dairy and the eggs all came from the farm. And then we did it again in the summer, and they partner with another farm called Silverman's,
Hmm.
which provides produce. So now this summer, I take my kids every Saturday morning to Silverman's Farm in Easton. We
Um,
pick up our bag of like surprise groceries for the week, and we go pet the animals. My kids think that they're full-fledged farmers at this point, and it's been such just like a very joyful thing for us to do together as a family. I love eating local and knowing where my food comes from. I love learning to cook new things like pork butt, roast something. I don't know. I'm not a cook. I used to live in the city. Like I had a teeny tiny kitchen, and now I'm like making these different types of meat. So it's been a really fun thing, and my kids are into it. My husband's into it. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things that we've gotten to do out here.
That's such
Oh,
a
I
good
love
one.
that.
It's such a cute area.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Love
about you,
that.
Christine? Do you have anything good?
Well, along the same lines of like pretending to be farmers, my kids like love to just pretend to be any kind of like vehicle driver. So we go to the Southport train station, buy our train tickets, get on the train, go to Westport, 2 stops, get off the train and go get donuts at Donut Crazy, and then eat them, spend an hour eating them and like watching the trains go by, and then we take the train back. And it's like a whole morning. And we started doing this when my oldest was, I don't know, like 2, because he just loved trains. And seeing him like get the ticket, and of course, like the conductor always like does the whole like thing and clips it for him, or like, and we're always making so much noise. But yeah, so I feel like that is like something we really look forward to doing. You can do it in any kind of weather. It's like a once a month treat that we do it. They look forward to it. And it's just like, I don't know. So just like wholesome.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
library down there is really awesome too.
Oh yeah, we
They
love
have like a
farm.
really great library. We spend a lot of time in Westport too. And now I have teenagers, so now they walk around Westport and they walk around Fairfield. And like I
Yeah.
sit and I like read at the Barnes and Noble or like at the library or the farmers market while they like go with their friends. And it's like
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy how that's a part of the life now. It's such a different,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
it's funny too, because I feel like I would like kill for like 20 minutes of that, and you would probably kill for like 20 minutes of riding a train, right? With your
Right. I mean,
kiddos.
well, it's so funny. I was actually talking about this and asking, like, do you wish that you could like go back in time and like, have these little babies again? And unpopular opinion, I was like, I mean, I love them. But no, like, I love,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
hard. Little
it
kids
was
are hard.
it was fun and it was like great, but at the same time, now I get a little bit of time
Oh,
to think about my own things and like they think about their own things or whatever. So,
oh, well, I like
That sounds
that.
very
I can look
exciting.
forward to that.
Yes. Yeah, as a toddler mom, like I agree. I'm trying to enjoy this because I don't think I'm gonna miss it. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to soak in all the goodness because
yes, there's a
it's
lot. I mean,
it's
like
not, yeah.
there's a lot, but like also there's stuff to look forward to. And like when you look back, you're just like, I mean, I'm glad that that happened, but like I'm also glad that I'm like here now. So,
Yeah.
Same way I feel about high school. I don't want to go
yeah.
back.
No, middle school. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
anyway.
So there's also something that I feel like I get a little bit more time for, and I don't know if you guys do, but like because I'm a teen mom, or no, I'm a mother of teens. I'm not a
Yeah.
teen. I'm a mother of teens. I also get to consume a little bit more content when it comes to television shows, when it comes to music, when it comes to all that stuff. So I do like to share that stuff a lot. And there's this one woman, and I just feel like I have to tell everybody about her. And she writes poetry, and her name is Emery Hall. And she has a book called Made of Rivers, and it is the most beautiful poetry that is about motherhood. And she is actually from Darien, Connecticut. And I just invite you to listen. Her husband is Trevor Hall, who does a lot of yoga type music and is like very much of like a meditation kind of thing. So these poems are like meditation type poems. And I just think they are like if you just need a moment to yourself where you need to like unwind or just like remember like what you're doing and why you're here, her poems just bring you there. If you're in the car and you turn her on, they might bring a tear to your eye. It is pretty amazing. What's amazing too is that they're so short. They're very short poems, and just the collection of words just like brings you, like just like touches your heart in a way that for me, like it's like shocking to me. Do
Oh, I
you
love that.
guys, I know, do you guys have anything that you want to share when it comes to that kind of stuff?
Well, I feel like I've in bits and pieces have to like consume things for myself, whether it's like books or podcasts or whatever. But I'm super into anything that the 1,000 Hours Outside Challenge posts on their Instagram. And she also has a podcast. And it's just been so the 1,000 Hours Challenge is that you, as a family, try to spend 1,000 hours outside in 1 year. And my kids and I have done it. This is our third year doing it, and we've only completed the challenge once. And then the second time we did it, we only did like 900 hours or something like that.
Wait, so
But they
talk
have like
about that. Wait, what do you mean? And how do you log it?
okay, so they have like this amazing. So this woman, she's incredible. She's like a homeschool teacher. She founded this idea, and she just is like all about like outdoor education and just kids need to be outside and get away from screens. And I don't know. She just like I just love everything about her. And so she has got this great challenge and an app that goes with it. So basically, it's a little timer. It's really simple to use. And as soon as you step outside, you press the timer on. It calculates everything for you by day. And what's really cool is you can see the full month up at a time. So you can see, like, I just looked and we were outside every day consistently and in June and through July now. And so we can track our hours. I only count the hours if I have a kid with me. It doesn't count otherwise. And it's just like a fun way to like, I don't know, just I really believe that I'm a better mom when I'm outside. Like there's no like nothing to mess up, like nothing to get dirty except the kids. And I feel like they're washable. So it's just like I feel so much more at ease if we're at the beach or if we're hiking or in the woods. So that's something that's like super important to me as a mom, and my kids like need it and crave it. And yeah, so we go outside every day. We try. And we're pretty close. We're on track for this year. So yeah, I do that challenge and then I whatever she posts, I listen to.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
it's fun.
I love that. My kids are also better outside. Like
Yeah.
they're happier. They can,
Everybody's happier.
yeah, everyone's happier. It makes such a difference. So
Yeah. And
I'm
that
gonna
doesn't
download
change. My kids are the same. They still, as teens, that doesn't change.
that. Yeah. Yeah. I will say, like thinking about things that to consume, like content to consume, I agree with what you're saying. Like this phase of toddlerhood is very hard to consistently consume anything.
Mhm.
But I try to be pretty consistent about listening to a short news podcast every day. I
Mm.
worked at CNN for 12 years. Like I was very much a news junkie for a long time. I can't tell you the last time I turned on a news channel now. I don't like to, I
I
don't think it's healthy. I don't like my kid, I don't want my kids to be watching it really. Like we never have it on at the house. But I also don't like the feeling of being on it like completely out of the know and not knowing what's going on with the world. So, I mean, I listen to Up First every morning from NPR. Almost every news site has a, short morning headlines thing to listen to these days. And it's about 12 minutes long. I try to do it on the way home from daycare. And the days that I do that, I just feel that I have some sort of connection outside of myself, outside of my family. And it helps me also put things in perspective
Yeah.
to think about, oh yeah, there are things going on outside of Paw Patrol and
Yeah.
like things to think
Are
about.
there? Are there?
Yeah, that's the one thing I try to be like the one thing I try to
I
consistently
love that idea.
take in just because it helps me. And then like when you have an adult conversation, this happened to me or someone, was talking about something that clearly had just happened that I should know about. And
Hmm.
I'm like Googling under the table. Like I
Yeah.
totally know what you're talking about, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I try to stay softly connected.
Well, what's so interesting is like you are a producer, Christine, you are a business owner, and it's so easy to sort of lose yourself in both of those things, both motherhood and work. And like for me, I think people always think of us as mothers first, and there are some times when I am a mother first, and then there are some times when I am a producer. And but people, and I do feel like the identity that we have is often anchored in motherhood. And sometimes I feel like it's a box a little bit. And then I get lost in the box. I'm either in this motherhood box or I'm in this producer box, but then it's like, where am I? Where do like I exist? And that's why I love, Christine, that you go out, and spend time outside. For me, like when I'm outside, I do get to like sort of be in touch with myself. And like losing ourselves is like a really big thing. And I really feel like, it's important that we talk about that. How do you feel, Brittany, like in your journey of being a producer and being a mom? Like how are you doing with that right now?
I mean, it depends on the day, I would say. Like
Mm.
it's very hard. And I think that I do feel really lucky where with my first born, I felt more that I found myself than I lost myself in motherhood. When I first became a mom, I
Hmm.
felt very lucky that it was also during COVID. Christine and I both had kids during COVID. It gave me such purpose.
Hmm.
And I had been working in the news. I was a journalist for so long, and I feel like my work was my identity.
Mm.
And it was such a competitive field. I was always trying to get to the next level. And I never quite felt like I feel like I was always chasing something.
Yeah.
And then I became a mom, and I had more purpose than I'd ever felt in my life. And I was adequate at it. I was good at it. I was, the only person that could be the mom to my kid.
Hmm.
And it felt so good. I felt so lucky. And then I had my second child, and it wasn't the same experience. I really struggled postpartum with my second child. And we were, again, going through a bunch of transitions, and I was all of a sudden like very overtouched and overstimulated and felt more disconnected than anything else I had before because, there was no time anymore. So, it comes in phases. And I think that I said to my husband once, like, my husband was an actor and I was a journalist when we met. And I felt like we used to have these conversations and about big things. Like, we
Hmm.
had such big ideas and our world just got so small.
Hmm.
And that was hard and still is hard. And that's why trying to at least find ways to stay connected with these bigger ideas,
Hmm.
something I've learned is important to me because it's very easy for your world to shrink down to these little humans who need you so much,
Hmm.
which is a beautiful place to be, but it can't be everything. I've found for myself. It needs to
Right.
be more. And I think I'm still figuring out the work stuff. What are my ambitions now? Like, I don't want to miss childhood and I still want to work. So how does that all work out together? So it's very much a work in progress, but um, a challenge.
And then also like both of those things don't have to define you. Like you're like I've really realized that. Like being a mother is amazing and it is the small and you do the small to get the big, but also like the depth that we are is more than what we do, the motherhood, all of that. And like touching that to me, like making sure whether it's through meditation, running, like whatever it is that gets me there, it reminds me that like, oh, I'm deeper than what I'm doing. I'm deeper than my work. I'm deeper than the dishes. You know what I mean? Like I've got more in me than that. And I think getting there has been hard. That's been something.
There's
What
also
about
such a power that we unlock when we realize that, I think, because as moms, you have to become so efficient. Like
you? Yeah.
before kids, you know, you had what now feels like a luxury to, do other things or have more space. But now, because we have to be so much more efficient, I think is so I think moms can do basically anything because we have to do it all. And
Yeah.
if you're working and raising kids and managing a house, like all these things, we just I don't know, it's pretty amazing what we what we can do.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Christine, do you have thoughts?
Well, I know like Brittany and we've talked about that before. I feel like I had the opposite experience. I struggled like very, very deeply, like with PPD and PPA after my first and into my, I feel like that carried into my second. Um, and I feel like once I got the like support that I needed, and I'm going to talk about Fit for Mom again. And once I feel like I had that in place, um, and now as a mom of three and a business owner, I like can't believe how far I've come. Like I am like I feel like I'm the best version of my of like mom. And maybe I'll get better. I don't know. Maybe I'll get better. Hopefully I will. Um, and I just feel like I attribute so much of that growth as a mom to Fit for Mom, but also like the women in my life. Like I love my husband so much. But like in order to like I think be the mom that I want to be, I've just like watched and like humbly like taken the advice, the advice and learned from like every single mom within our like Fit for Mom village and my mom and um I don't know, I just feel like I find myself through I've always felt like so much better about like who I am as a person if I've been moving. I was a ballerina. Well, I shouldn't call myself ballerina. I did ballet. I danced ballet when my whole life. And there's like nothing quite like dancing and like feel like being able to like feel like who you are. And
Hmm.
I think a lot of that once I stopped dancing after college, I lost a lot of that. And then coming back to Fit for Mom, I was also a teacher I taught Spanish in elementary school and middle school. And so I like through Fit for Mom, like found my mom tribe, was able to like get connected as an instructor, brought back my teaching stuff. Like, I don't know, like I feel like things just kind of all like fell into place with Fit for Mom for me. Um, and which is why I guess, you know, now I have this beautiful gift of running it. Um, but yeah, I feel like I find myself through that and through the movement and through the community and the connection with all the other moms. I've like learned so much about being a mom through them and they've just been so compassionate. So it's like I think through others, that's how have become like a better, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still working on the balance. It's a work in progress, right? Like I feel like some days I'm really rocking it and then you
Yeah,
have your moments.
totally.
But yeah, like we're all doing that. But yeah, I think that's really where it is.
Do you guys have anything that, like any sort of feeling, or is there anything that lets you know, like, I'm losing me right now?
Yeah, I feel like after a few days, I don't know, three maybe is the max I've like calculated at this point of just like doing things by yourself, like the grind of being a stay-at-home mom and solo parenting and not factoring in that like fill your cup time.
Mhm.
Um, that has been like something that my husband and I have been really paying attention to for me. And even if like I feel like I don't need it in the moment, like the importance of like not canceling the babysitter because you don't really need it, because like
Mhm.
you do really need it. Um, but I feel like that's something I've had to learn too, is like I can't be at my best if like I just can't like can't do it if you can't fill your own cup.
Mhm. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think that filling your own cup is also something that just really resonates with me because I feel like we have different cups we have to fill, right? And like I feel the same way you're saying. Like I need my girlfriends. I do. I like have to
Yeah.
have that time where I'm connected because I connect in a different way than I do with my husband. I mean, sometimes I need someone to be outraged with me and he doesn't get the outrage that I need. Or like
Yeah.
it's just there's something with women and doing and going through things together that just is so validating and strengthening. And I think that that is so important. And I realize when I'm really short with my kids or when I feel like I can feel it when I'm not myself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, like, and I've, gone through therapy and found support and because I struggled with that after my second one, like really
Yeah.
finding myself at my wit's end a lot where I was, and I didn't feel like myself. And so I think, leaning on other women, leaning on, my doctors and therapists to help me come up with ways and tools that help me like be a better mom and a better partner and human, in general. But,
Yeah.
um, I'm at the place now where I can, if I get really short or something feels off, I can stop and say, wait, that's not me, which I couldn't do a couple of years ago. So,
Yeah, that's huge. I agree. I think that's a big, sort of red flag or flag for me is when I get short or when I start to raise my voice. Um, and I will say that because of the nature of like having teens, when I raise my voice, it really is for like a certain purpose, like whereas before it was because somebody, like for the 57th time had left shoes in the middle of the
Yeah.
hallway. And it was just like, get your shoes out of the hallway. You know what I mean? Now it's a little
Yeah.
less like that, like not that I don't do that, but it's a little less like that. And it's a little more like if I'm raising my voice, something like big kids, big problems happen. Um, so for me, that is a big thing, but also it's like the numbing emotional habits.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like opening the fridge and just like munching and eating when I'm doing stuff like that, I'm like I look and I'm like this isn't me. Like what am I doing? What am I eating right now? You know what I mean? Like what am I? And it's not even just that. It's like even just like going on my phone. Just
I
like
was going to say, that's exactly how
Yeah.
I feel about scrolling. All of a sudden, I'm like, this
Scrolling.
is not, yeah.
and
I,
that's when I'm like why aren't I me right
I
now?
have a hard time with the whole scroll thing because it's like sometimes after like a day of toddlers, you're like, wow, I
Yeah.
really can't do much else. So you like give yourself like that little bit of time to scroll. But when it's too much, then you know that like, oof,
Yeah.
gotta like
I
gotta
think for me, it's like
reconnect.
you just said, when you can feel yourself doing it
Yeah.
because as a reaction. And I
Yeah.
feel that. I will
Yeah.
feel
Oh,
myself
yes.
grab for my phone looking for some relief or even some
Yeah.
purpose. Sometimes when I'm trying to figure out work, like somebody need me, want me other than my kids. Like,
Yeah.
and that's, yeah, when I can feel that like I'm doing this as a reaction to try to like feel something different than what I'm feeling, that's not good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
what I found myself actually doing was like searching. I was like literally looking and like what am I and then like there was a day when I was like what am I looking for?
Yeah.
What do I actually think I'm going to find right now? Because there's
Yeah.
nothing in here that I'm going to find that is of any worth, that is
Yeah.
like not just like entertainment value.
Yeah.
So it was that when I started to realize like wow, these like mundane things that I'm doing, I've clearly lost like a sense. of who me, inner me, real me is. And I have to get back there. And so besides Fit for Mom, obviously that's a really great way to
Yeah.
get back to it, exercise, all of that stuff. Um, have you guys thought about anything else that you do? Any other like a meditation? Like, is there some place that you go when you get to that place? Besides Fit for Mom, I know that that's one.
Oh no, well, no, I have like many different crying beaches. I tell all my run club girls, I say, "Oh, I cry at that beach, I cry at that
Oh
beach, I
my
cry."
God, I love this.
So yeah, sometimes you just need a good like car drive and park and cry at the beach.
Yeah.
So I have found that like I'm not always crying, promise, but like sometimes just going down by myself in the car, I feel like car is always like a safe space. You don't have to like
Yep.
you can do whatever you need to do and just be. And being in by water for me is just like immediately calming. And I can kind of like, I can drive within like 3 minutes to a beach from my house. So that like, that's a plus. But like, when I can't take it anymore and I know I'm gonna explode, I feel like if I can get away and get in the car and go to my crying beach.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great idea.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
And one of
You
the
can meet
coolest
me there
things about
anytime.
Fairfield is that, yeah, please let me know next time. Okay. Um, One of the tools that I use, someone told me about this. It's called the 5 Minute Journal, and it's a physical book that I keep next to my bed. And I ended up getting one for my husband too. And we have them on our nightstands. And the idea is when you wake up, the first thing you do is you grab this journal, and it has 3 questions each morning. You write 3 things you're grateful for, um, 3 things that will make that day great, and an affirmation for the day. Takes you less than 5 minutes. And then at night, there is it says what were the top 3 highlights today and something that you learned.
Mhm.
And both my husband and I noticed such a shift in our mindset and in our
I love that.
awareness once we started doing it. And now it's something that we try to do together. Like, what were your highlights today? Or, try to encourage each other to be doing it every morning. And I notice when I don't. Like, I can tell when I haven't done it for a while because it's, again, someone else had told me about it, and it changed my mindset. Once I started like really digging into gratitude, I feel like I saw it more throughout the day, and I was looking for those highlights that I could write down at night. And I find that that is the easiest way to come back to myself. And I even find it when I'm scrolling, or if I'm feeling like, oh, I need to buy all these things, I try to stop and say, like, well, okay, instead of trying to buy something new, what are 3 things that I have that I really love?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, and I'm not like, I was not that person before I started doing this journal. Like, it was really powerful
That's
that
really
it like,
cool.
made
I
me
really
think.
need to get that journal. That sounds awesome.
And
That's
it's a
really cool.
physical book, rather than
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's a
Yeah.
very,
There's something I used to do kind of like that. And it was 10 beautiful things. And just every single day. And I didn't even write them down. But it's just like a practice, like for a whole week, you need to find 10 beautiful things. You need to be like, that's my fourth beautiful thing for the day. Like 10 is a lot. Like
it's
because
a
if
lot.
you, but also by the end, everything's beautiful.
You
That's
start
so cool.
noticing more, right? You're training your
Yeah.
brain. I mean, our brains naturally latch onto the negative more than the positive, and we don't remember the positive. It's like it's a neurological, you know, way we survived in the past, but
Mm.
you have to retrain your brain to look for the good stuff. And I think
Yeah.
And
that's
I have this theory that like we are all sort of afraid and anxious alongside of each other. But if we all just sort of looked over and said, "Hey, I see you, you see me," all of a sudden our anxiety level would just dissipate, even if it was just like a little bit. And like imagine all of the things that we could get done and all of the ways that we could be if we all just like looked over and were like, I see your anxiety. Do you see mine? Yes. Let's just breathe together. You know?
ah,
Yeah.
I love
Wouldn't that be nice?
that.
It's so awesome.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
just to be seen. It makes, yeah,
Yeah.
it does
Just
make,
be seen.
yeah. Because there are so many times I feel as a mom that you feel like you're carrying it alone. And that's one of the hardest feelings.
Yeah. And
Well,
it's
that's like what you were saying too, with just like why it's so like the connection mom to mom is like beyond, like it's just so critical to the survival.
it, it is. It has been amazing. I can't believe the time flew by. Um, I want to have you guys back for sure, and I cannot wait to come to a non-stroller. I mean, I can come to a
Woohoo.
stroller class, but
You can come with whatever.
I'll probably come on a Saturday for the non-stroller class. Um,
Awesome.
but you guys are awesome, and I wish you so much luck. And please, if you ever need to reach out for anything or need anything, then please do, because this has been great. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And thanks for
Thank you
creating this space
so.
to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Let's definitely do it again.
Let's think of other things that we should talk about. We'll dive deep. If there's anybody else that wants to have, a real conversation, there's so much happening. Like there's so much happening in every stage of motherhood too. And like Christine, this is one thing that I didn't bring up, but we had talked about this. We're all new moms. I'm still a new mom,
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I don't know what the F I'm doing.
Yeah.
And like while I
Right.
have been through your stage, I
Yeah.
have not been through this one. So
Right.
if anyone
No,
wants to
totally.
help, like
No, totally. And I think that like that's like I love that because I feel like I'm, a new mom of three still. Like I'm
Mm,
still a new mom of a 5-year-old because I haven't done it yet. Like it's yeah, you're still always. I
always
like
a
that.
new mom.
I like
Valid,
that.
and it's so validating to hear that we're all going
Yeah.
through the same things. Like those days where I
Right?
feel every decision I made was the wrong decision. And I'm like, oh my God,
Your
how?
first time. It was your first time doing it.
That's all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
everything.
This was awesome.
Oh, hopefully see you Saturday.
Yes. See you Saturday.
All right. Bye.